Hoka, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita live stream of March the 22nd, 2024. What are Alita's best qualities? Where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, the Creek Indian, and I am here in Denver, Colorado. And before we welcome our guest, just want to once again put this up there, that we have Rosa's Queen Studios bust, and we desperately want to present her with this as an expression of our admiration and affection and appreciation and all that good stuff. So anyway,
it's torture to keep her locked up in that box.
Yes, it's still in the box. The Creek has not opened it. He's wanted to open it, but he has not. So, so it's still in pristine form. So, or as they would say, mint in box is what they would say there. So anyway, hopefully maybe Rosa will get wind of this, and, maybe we can set up something to get this to her, because we do really love Rosa a lot, and we want her to have this as a kind of like our Oscars, although we think this is better than the Oscars.
Way cooler statue than the Oscar.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Not even close.
It is not close. That's right. Okay, now we can welcome our guests, and with us we have Lee, and he's from Fountain, Colorado. How's it going, Lee?
Yeah, pretty good.
Cool. And from the Shires in the UK, we have Lottie. How's it going, Lottie?
Good evening. Not too bad. I joined just in time, just for you to say Hoka Hayes.
Yeah, that's right.
Every time.
Yeah, and I've kind of been. I've seen some sad news, but hopeful it's going to turn out okay. Where the Princess of Wales is, Wales. Yeah, she's got cancer. God Almighty, I hate that.
Get well soon, Princess Kate.
Yeah, that's right. Golly, it's Anyway, I responded to what I saw on Twitter, and put some little emojis and stuff like that on there, and I'm hoping that she gets better. So anyway,
yeah, they were so mysterious about it for so long.
Well, I guess that the whole idea is the privacy of this whole thing, or as you Brits call it, privacy.
Privacy. So, I actually say privacy. My mum.
Oh, do you? Oh, cool.
No, I always get called out for saying things in the apparently American way. So I watch too much American TV and didn't socialize enough.
Oh, I see. Well, but anyway, I sure hope Kate comes out. Princess Kate comes out with that okay.
Yeah.
I mean, golly.
Well, she'll be having like the best care.
Yes.
In the world, so hopefully.
Yeah.
So many people getting cancer these days. It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess it's something that can bite some
King
of us.
Charles had it too, right?
Yeah, he's got it. Yep, sure does. Although I think in Kate's case, they may have caught it early, so she may have.
Well, apparently they caught it because they did some surgery which was supposedly already planned.
Yeah, well,
I didn't quite understand it all, but they thought that it was going to be a non-spreading cancer, but apparently it is. Apparently they discovered it was actually not benign, and they had to zap it with radiation and all that.
Well, the thing of it is, though, is they originally thought it was benign, and then of course when they operated on her, then they found out that that it was some cancer present. So I am really hoping.
That's the story with that.
Yeah, I mean, we may be Americans over here, but we also
you still love the royal family.
We still love the royal family. Yeah, we sure do. So it's just the way it is, So.
And also very sad, the terrorist attack going on.
Oh, I haven't heard about this.
It's in Russia.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I sure did. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, I'm certainly
horrific. You see, when it happens, you just get bombarded on Twitter with people talking about it, and there's just so much horror.
Yeah.
Probably best to get off Twitter when that kind of thing happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad things going on in the world these days, but we just got to keep our chins up. And as my mother used to say, and a lot of you know she was English, she used to say, press on regardless.
Alita will be our light in the darkness. Our battle
Yes,
angel.
she will. Yes, she
Our light
will.
through the darkness, rather.
Yes. So, Lee, how's the good things going down there in Fountain, Colorado?
Finally warming up. Snow's all melted.
Yeah, I think it's supposed. Are you guys going to get snow over the weekend?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I think I think Colorado is supposed to get 1 to 3 inches, or at least Denver, not Colorado. Certainly, in all areas in Colorado will get snow. You know, because down around the New Mexico border, it's probably kind of warm down there by now. But yeah, they're supposed to get some snow. Of course, I'm flying back to North Carolina on Sunday, and hopefully I'll be up in the air by the time the snow starts going. So you know, that's my hope anyway, because I wasn't looking for, when I heard it was going to snow on Sunday, it was my hope, you know, that that it would snow, you know, after I got to the airport, because I wasn't looking forward to that. So.
Oh, I'm just glad it stopped raining here. That's the only good thing we've had. A little bit of sunshine without a rain shower for a few hours every day like we normally get.
Yeah. Yeah, I see we got X-Man 577. We got Smendrick 19 out there, and he says Schönes Wochenende, and that's we appreciate that. That means happy weekend, like he has. Let's see, Finn's out there, and of course Finn's one of those. He's one of those Swiss German speakers. The Swiss German is kind of different. It's kind of like Bayerish, I guess, or Bavarian German. So anyway, and I see we got someone there looks like from probably Japan. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, welcome aboard. Yeah, for sure. You know,
Alita's homeland.
Yeah, cool.
Well, where she was born.
So anyway, how are things in the shires there, Lottie?
Yeah, they're not bad at all. Like I said, the weather was quite nice today, and I caught that new horror film in what's it called, Immaculate, with Sydney Sweeney. It's very good.
Oh, I like Sydney Sweeney. She's cute.
Who doesn't love Sydney Sweeney?
Yes.
And so yeah, if you like Sydney Sweeney, I'm sure you'll enjoy seeing her go to like a satanic nunnery, and all kinds of stuff can happen there that you can imagine.
Yeah, Finn says that Swedish German, or not Swedish, I'm sorry, Finn, Swiss German is difficult. Yeah, it is, I guess, you know, but anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, if anybody wants to come on, let me see, there's the link right there. You can just click on that link. We'll bring in the stream and we can talk about Alita. But before we do, we want to remind everyone to sign the sequel petition. We added, I don't know, about 5 or 6. I can't remember how many signatures. So it's still every week. We still add a little bit more every week. So that's a good thing. You know, I mean, certainly when the petition went up way back 5 years ago, I'm sure it went up a lot every week. But you know, these things kind of get to steady state after a while, but we're still adding signatures. So if you haven't signed the petition, please do so. We just want to make sure Disney knows that we're not going away, and that we have over 178,000 people that want to see the sequel. And of course,
most people who want the sequel don't know the petition exists.
That's probably true, you know, and hopefully, since I've been lucky enough to get a lot of subscribers, you know, here in the past 3 months, hopefully folks will, you know, see that the sequel's in existence. And I know I've actually put a promotional video out on the petition, and hopefully they'll go sign it, you know. So anyway, that is what it is. We want to get it up to 200,000 eventually, which I think we will.
We could always try throwing money at it. I mean, it does boost it quite significantly.
Yeah.
We never do that.
Well, I did do one promotional video on Google Ads for it, and it did add some signatures to it. I think there was a couple of weeks there where,
there's
we
a thing though, on the actual Patreon thing, you can donate to it, and it will put it on people's recommendations when they like donate to other stuff. I think that's the idea.
Yeah. Now,
Rather
just
than
so
Google Ads, you have to they have to click somewhere else.
well, that's true, but just so everybody knows, though, you don't have to donate money to sign the petition.
Yeah.
You can sign the petition, not
yeah.
donate anything, and that's okay. Because I know, sometimes times can be tough. And we have to take care of family first and stuff like that. But a signature doesn't cost, electronic signature doesn't cost you anything. So if you have not signed the petition, please do so. And if there was a way to edit this, I would like to say Alita sequels petition. Alita Battle Angel Part 2 and 3. But I think this is something that was started by Robert Rodriguez himself, wasn't it?
No, it was started by some guy. And we were worried it would get deleted because we thought there was some like terms of service thing where if the creator doesn't do an update in like 2 years or something, then they delete the thing. But the Patreon or whatever, sorry, We Are Change, whatever it is. What is it on? Change.org.
Yeah, change.org. Yeah.
They said no, it doesn't. It should stick around. So Rodriguez didn't make it. It says on the page somewhere who made it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I haven't looked at it for a while because I've already signed the petition. I signed that petition when I first joined the Alita Army.
This is signed.
Yeah.
They better have.
Oh yeah, we are. Well, I'll bet you everybody on this stream's probably already signed a petition, that and in the chat more than likely. So, but if you're in the chat and you haven't signed a petition, the link is down in the description below the chat. Just click on it and you just put electronic signature on it and you can exit and you're done. You don't have to donate money if you can't afford it or you got the money. It's kind of more important to take care of family and all. That's great. It's not a problem. We just want to get the number up there. You see where it's now at 178,170. And it does keep going up every week though. And that's a good thing. So, but anyway, like I say, that link is down in the description below the screen here. Also, we got the Hero Arm campaign and a couple of things about that. Now, we haven't seen any increase in the money here in the past 3 weeks, I guess. But we do have a pretty good, a fairly good amount of money in the bank. I think we got like $4,181 that was for this particular campaign. Now, what we also have, which we're going to have us a little meeting on Monday, is we do have $1,020, which is not part of this. It is Alita Army money for sure, because I know Alita Rave and I ponied up, $500 and something a piece, to fly the, to fly the banner. And of course they couldn't fly because the conditions were too dangerous. So they refunded our money. So, but we're going to have a little
got refunded for that, by the way.
I'm sorry.
I think it ended up being a good thing that was refunded.
Yeah, maybe
I don't think it would have got covered, and the timing wasn't as good as I thought.
Well, you never know. I mean, it's particularly if Rosa saw it. If she had seen
think she was there. Another reason why I was relieved. There was no sign of her in any pictures or anything.
Oh, there wasn't, because she is a.
No.
She is.
But they don't often take pictures of the people who don't like sit in the front areas. I think
that's true, but she may have been there though, unless she was shooting
I think if
movie.
she was there, she would have got picked up in one of the photos because they have so many like agency photographers there, and they all get tagged. Every celebrity gets tagged on the like Getty Images website. So I don't think she was there like 99%.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you're right, Blotty. Maybe it is good. We got refunded for it. So
we'll fly over an event where Disney is presenting like CinemaCon, which we got to decide on ASAP if we're doing.
Well, that's just it. I think it was at Disney. It's either CinemaCon or is it Disney 23?
Disney 23.
Yeah,
where Cameron is being hailed as a legend alongside Miley Cyrus.
He deserves it, you think?
Yeah, he's made them one movie. He already deserves it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And he's making them some more movies that are going to make them tons of money. Now, of course,
Well,
now
yeah, it would
I
be.
don't want to get
Yep.
off track
Yeah.
here, but you know, I told my brother this the other day. I don't know how a company or how you know, a studio can make $2.3 billion at the beginning of 2023. That's what they had coming in, and by the end of the year, their net profit was down 1.2 billion. So I don't know how you do that. You know, that's, to me,
It's the incompetence of the executives, Creaky.
it's just mind-boggling, you know. But anyway, we don't want to get off on that too much because you know, we don't want to piss folks off, and we want our sequel, you know. we'll let Vladi piss them off.
I'll take all the heat for that.
Yeah,
I will be your scapegoat.
all right, cool. Oh, well, I guess I was going to bring this up. Let me go back one. I might have mentioned this on Radio Chaos last week, and I didn't make a slide for it, but the owner of the Anime World store, or one of the owners, gave me permission to buy 3 Funko Pop Alitas, little Alitas, and sell them there, you know. So I think that's what we're going to do, is sell them. And then, of course, any of that money goes into the Hero Arm campaign. And of course, the Hot Toys Elite is still in there, and it hasn't sold. And what we're hoping is after tax day, which is going to be about 3 weeks from now, approximately, somebody will get big refunds. Maybe some Alita fan will get a big refund, and they'll go in there and buy it. If not, I'm going to end up selling it on eBay probably, you know. So, and then all that money will go into the Hero Arm campaign as well. So, okay. So anyway, we'll bring that up again tomorrow too. Okay, we've had streams.
Tomorrow is Channel's birthday stream, right?
I'm sorry?
Tomorrow is Channel's birthday stream.
Yeah, and we got a slide coming up at the end of that.
Sorry, always getting ahead of the slides.
Of course I got a slide, Blondie. So anyway, we've had streams pretty similar to this in the past, you know, where we talk about Alita, but I kind of wanted to, I thought it bears, you know, kind of you know, talking about it again, so we don't forget who our cyborg girl, who she really is, and stuff like that, you know. So you know, just some of the stuff that, you know, just 4 things I thought off the top of my head. Certainly she does have a really sweet personality. Now, as I've said many times, she can go sideways on you if you're a threat, or, you know, you piss her off or something, whatever it is, you know, not piss her off necessarily, but if she perceives you as a threat, then that sweetness goes out the window pretty fast, you know.
She's deceptively sweet. You don't want to cross her.
And, you know, and we've also said too that, you know, a lot of her opponents, the people that, you know, that she fights, or, you know, have a problem with her or whatever, they underestimate her because she does kind of have that little bit of a sweet personality. You know, this is even in the manga, you know, she's like that to a degree, you know.
Yeah.
I think in the manga she's a little more, it's a little darker than it is in the movie for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's still a good person in the manga overall. Now, she has her moments, you know, in the manga, certainly, you know, and I've always said at the end of the movie, she was more like manga Alita in the movie at the end, you know. I mean, she was.
Oh yeah, the movie only covers the first 3 books. I don't think it veers that too far off her personality from those 3 books. Obviously, later on, lots more darker stuff happens. But she's still, in the first 3 books, she's still really quite sweet and everything. I suppose they got rid of the bit where she becomes darker when she's like falling out with Ida and she's doing Motorball.
Well, that's plus
only one arc, but it made sense to get rid of it.
Well, what contributed to that too, of Lottie, is the fact she lost Hugo, you know. So it's kind of like in the movie, you know, that having to deal with that loss, it kind of, you know, that affected her emotionally, you know. So
but she's in the manga, she's still got loads of scenes where she's arguably even like acting even more cutesy than in the movie.
Yeah, there is some. Yeah.
Like she'll like smile and do like when she's like talking to Hugo and stuff, and like kick her leg back. There's nothing like that exaggerated in the film.
Well, I do know in that side story, that Sonic Finger side story, which is my favorite side story in the whole manga, is that she's, she is kind of sweet in that one, I mean, and that's where they got the idea too for her running across the rooftops, I am so sure, and jumping from building to building,
Yeah.
and she'd be running along and people would say hi to her and she'd say hi, and just keep going, so but anyway, as a, she is a cyborg for sure, in the movie particularly, and not in the Last Order. Now in the Last Order she's an android in the Last Order, or at least up until the very end, and I don't want to give it away because it's a spoiler, but she is an android for most of the Last Order. But she is a cyborg in the original series, and she's a cyborg in Mars Chronicles as well. So, she's got a human brain in Mars Chronicles and in the original manga, and the rest of her is, machine, but she still has that human thing going, and I, by the way, Lee, I think you've captured that really well in your story. I mean, I can see movie Alita, in her, what she does in your story, and I could see in your titular character in there, a guy named Jason, how she would form a friendship with him. Just knowing what I know about her in the movie, I could see, yeah, that makes sense that she would be friends with him, because they do have a little bit in common. They're both ex-military and stuff like that, so not ex-combatants now, but they're, and that's one thing I think she doesn't.
Well, it's one of the biggest worries I've had is, does Alita seem sufficiently Alita-like in the story? So.
Oh, she is, yeah. As a matter of fact, I think in your story, and of course this speaks to her qualities and personality and stuff like that. The scenes where those little, episodes there where she has a kind of a, I'm not going to say, well, it is sort of intimate, but not in a kind of a lover type thing, but just kind of like a familiarity between the two characters, like, with Alita, like that one where she's going to put him in the harness and she says, quit whining like a baby or something. He said, well, it'd be easy for me.
Well, he was complaining. Well, he was asking, it's like, are we done yet? And she's like, oh, we're almost done. Stop being a big baby. He's like, it'd be easier to do if you weren't carrying me like one.
Yeah, that's right. So that, and then her reaction, is just like, it's like they just look at each other, kind of thing. And I like that one where she threw that protein bar at him, because he was kind of, feeling, he blaming himself and feeling sorry for himself for something that wasn't his fault, and she throws it at him, and it hits him with it and kind of, stop doing that, stuff like that. I thought that was kind of humorous,
Okay.
So so I could see the personality of movie Alita doing that, with someone she'd meet like that. Aha, look who has showed up. Do not stand by from Arvada, Colorado. How's it going there? Or do not stand by?
Well, it's been a really hectic year, but I'm glad that I'm able to finally join one of these streams.
Well, we're glad that we were talking about you a while ago. We hadn't heard from you in a while. We was kind of wondering if everything was okay, so.
Yeah, it's been hectic because I've been trying to get my startup company off the ground. So finally making some progress.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Nice. Yeah. Now you guys, I don't want to depart too much from Alita here, but you guys went public, didn't you? Do not stand by.
Yeah, we have a ticker symbol now. It's GSLR, but we haven't had our IPO yet.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna write that down. DSLR. Okay, got it. So anyway, yeah, what we're talking about here, do not stand by. Of course, we're talking about Alita, her basic qualities and stuff like that. We had started talking about, how Lee has captured that really well in his story. I mean, you can see in Lee's story, you can see movie Alita in Lee's story. At least I can, And I think some of the areas are kind of humorous, and I recounted that story where, she was carrying him in a harness and he was kind of bitching and moaning about it. and then she hits him with a protein bar or Nutri-Grain bar or whatever it was, throws it at him and hits him with it because he's kind of, blaming himself and getting into self-pity and stuff like that. And she throws it at him and hits him and says, "Stop doing that. It's not your fault."
It's so easy to imagine what Alita would be like when you've seen the movie like 20 times.
Yes.
Or way higher.
Or 70 times.
You just know that all her tiny reactions, because you're just so focused on her face like the whole movie.
Yes.
And her emotions are just everything. So I really like imagining her in all sorts of circumstances.
Well, she, now not to stay on this too much, but it does talk to her qualities. When she threw that protein bar at him or whatever, what was it? It wasn't a protein bar, was it, Lee?
It was some kind of snack bar.
It was a snack bar of some sort. Yeah. But anyway, she didn't mean to harm him. It was just kind of one of those reaction things like, stop that,
Yeah.
So,
it's just a kind of cute little act of frustration that I can picture her doing.
Yeah. And she in Lee's story, I think Alita really likes Jason, as a friend,
Yeah.
And she kind of respects him because, he 2 times he has put his life on the line, for helping people that, it's not people in the Iron City. They're not accustomed to doing that. And it's like, people say, why would you do that? Well, because I saw somebody getting injured or being harmed and I did not want them. Could not stand by in the presence of evil. So
yeah, Jason had a very un-Iron City upbringing. So
yes. Hello, Chaos Nova from Mentor, Ohio. How's it going?
Hey, Chaos. I enjoyed checking in on your music stream. I was loving the like 90s trance beats.
Yes, I checked in on it myself a couple of times. Yeah, it was nice. And I think you might be muted there, Chaos, or at least maybe he had the
usual Chaos.
Yeah, the usual thing, maybe taking care of kids or something, So anyway, getting back to Alita, I guess her personality is just, I think that's one of the things, we love about her. And the reason for that is like, when you think about a character like Alita, like we see cyborgs, you don't tend to think of them because we've been conditioned in movies like Terminator and that kind of thing, of them not having emotions of, where they love people.
Or stuff like RoboCop, where it's a human who's had all of their humanity stripped from him.
Yes. And she's not like that. She's
so much humanity. It's in every, her face is even like more human because you can really read the expressions in her eyes and everything.
Yeah, that's right. So that's kind of strange for those folks that watch like science fiction where they have cyborgs in it and stuff like that, where they're not accustomed to that, and I think that's one of the reasons. It's one of the unique things about her, I think, as a character,
Yeah,
and of course
from Hugo that she's the most human person that he knows, and I think that it really speaks to how she feels things so strongly because she's had this new lease on life, and later on you find out that she had become numb from being a child warrior in previous life, but having the chance to restart loving family really brings out the humanity in her that she shines light on people with.
Yeah, and she's appreciative of it too, isn't she? I mean, I know in the beginning of the movie she's kind of like the rebellious teenager almost in some places, but toward the end, when she gets in a berserker body, she's more appreciative, So yeah, that's a good point. And we've got Angelus from Brisbane and Queensland, Australia. How's it going? Good day, mate.
Good day.
So how are things down under?
I don't know. Kind of researching how things are doing over out west.
Ah, yeah. So
It's
yeah,
happening.
because on June the 27th and 28th, we're going to be in Austin. That's going to be cool.
Hopefully in Iron City.
Yes. Yeah, we got to start moving on that too. I got a phone number. I think I have got it here somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to call them and see if we can't, set up something, to get in there, because there's going to be 3 of us. Hopefully they'll let us in. When I was there last year, they wouldn't let me in because I didn't do anything. I just showed up.
I thought like they were also doing construction work as well.
Yeah, they were doing some remodeling of the office, so they did, so that's
as well.
Yeah, they're not going to let anybody in for that. So, but anyway, glad you could make it there, Angelus. And
Did we get to my
Chaos.
favorite part yet?
I'm sorry.
Did we get to my favorite part? Yeah, okay.
No,
good.
but I haven't forgotten you.
Okay.
What's his favorite part?
Hear me now?
Oh, you'll see. Yeah, we can hear you, Chaos.
Oh, good.
So yeah, we were just talking about your stream a while ago, the music stream you did there. Vladi and I checked in on it a couple of times. That was pretty cool.
I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that until April 15th. After that, I'll try and do Gun of March Memory live again. We'll see.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to ask Maxie about doing another FM 99 on the Alita Army channel, because Tony did that a couple of times and it was really good, So, and since I can stream to the Alita Army channel, I think maybe we can do something like that. Although it wouldn't be a stream, I'd probably just do a video, But
what do you do on it? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
What do you do on FM 99? What music do you play?
Well, Tony used to do a stream kind of like Chaos is doing, on the Alita Army channel, and have a lot of cool songs on there.
Just ask a message to me about the songs, because I've been making sure you trial and error as to what gets copyrighted.
Yes, yeah, you got to be careful about that. Yeah,
but if film songs are copyrighted, the ones from the video game are not. In fact, actually got the complete set of video game Gun of March Memory songs on YouTube. No one else has done that yet.
Yeah, I was interested to listen to some of those clips when I was on your stream. I love old game music like that. It's so nostalgic, even though I didn't even play the game.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll put a couple of those things out there for you. And then here's the and so there's the stream. If anybody want to go check out the music stream, Vladi and I checked it out. It was pretty neat. So highly recommend it. It's kind of cool. You can just set it up on your computer or even on your phone if you want. And if you're doing something, just play it.
Is you can just listen to it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I also have the ultimate edition of the soundtrack, which I'll include as well.
Cool. Okay, so anyway, Angel, let's get back to what your favorite part is. That we're gonna hit that. Don't worry. So
I've already hit it in my mind as soon as you mentioned Ubu.
as soon as he mentions it, it goes right to your brain. That's right. So anyway, the next one there is one of Creek's. So that's my. I love her personality, obviously, but the next one, her fighting skill. And I know Angelus appreciates that as well. I mean, since I'm a former martial artist, I guess technically I'm maybe inactive martial artist. There you go.
With karate, you are a martial artist for life. That's karate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's right. Because my black belt is still recognized, although I haven't trained in years. But yeah, you're right.
But that's just for the audience to know, is that when you get into karate, you're always part of it.
Yeah, that's right. And it's kind of like the Marine Corps here in the American military. You're either active or inactive.
That,
yeah, you're
Once
either
a Marine,
active
always a Marine.
That's right. That's exactly right. So, but anyway, her fighting skill is it's awesome. And what the neat thing about it, and we kind of touched on it a while ago with her personality, you know, just seeing who you would think would be just like a little girl, you know, I mean, she's 4 feet 11 inches tall, and she can literally just destroy anything that gets in her way, you know. And we saw that, of course, when she went into the factory and took out all those Centurions in less than 15 seconds. So, you know, yeah, she's pretty badass, you know. And we've done streams in the past where we talked about her fighting skills and even, you know, kind of identified some of the techniques, because, you know, in a lot of martial arts, you know, even though you'll have different styles, they'll all have a few techniques that are in common, or at least are very similar in a lot of ways, you know, like, because think about it, a punch is a punch is a punch. It doesn't matter, you know, how what you're throwing or what style you're in when you throw a punch, you know, and a kick is similar to that to a degree too. Although I do remember when I was actually in karate, but you're right, Chaos. I guess I'm still a martial artist, but when I was training, you know, to go to tournaments and stuff like that, my first ever tournament is where I learned what a roundhouse kick was. because in Kenpo karate, not that American Kenpo karate, you know, and don't get me started on that one. But anyway, our Kenpo karate is more of a Okinawan style, you know. But anyway, we don't have roundhouse kicks. But if we want to compete in tournaments, we better learn how to throw a roundhouse kick and how to block them as well, you know. So so you pick things up like that. So a lot of different, and Angelus could speak to this probably a lot better than I can, but even a lot of the training can be similar, you know. Now, you know, with Kung Fu is a little different because it's a little softer style, and some of the movements or some of the they don't call it kata, they just call it dances or something like that, or forms. But, you know, it's basically the same thing, where you have predetermined movements that you do and you put them together, which is really effective for teaching beginners. And when you get to where you start fighting, that's when, you know, everything comes together, because I think, you know, you'll see that you'll see all these really formal movements when people are doing kata, but when they start sparring with each other, it looks like, well, everybody's doing the same thing. So anyway, Angelus, you could probably talk to that better than I can, I think, since you're still active in it, I guess you would say.
Oh, as for actual sparring itself, for me, I tend to use one as a feint for the other. Like you go in for a low kick or something and then just, you know, throw out a jab or hook, and vice versa. If they're looking up, then they're not looking down.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just like sneak in a front kick in the gut and game over, red roper.
Yeah, well, and that's similar in all styles. And a lot of the Alita's movements, you know, in the movie, you know, in the manga, it's a little bit different. It's a little more fantastical in some ways, where she did this in the movie though, didn't she? She threw that, she did that double flying side kick where she decapitated Nisiana. Yeah, that's in the manga. Yeah, that is in the manga, you know, so she has that ability, you know, but it looks, the way Kishiro draws it, it looks a lot more fantastical, you know, like, you know,
you can like pause on a scene. It's kind of like when it goes super slow-mo in the Matrix. That's sort of what a manga panel is like. You can like pause it and have them do some crazy stuff you can't quite do in proper live action.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, her fighting skill, she's our little Panzerkunst queen. She's the best.
Yep. Yeah, Panzerkunst Queen. I love that. Yeah, that is cool. For sure, you know. So, but yeah, she you know, we've identified some of her techniques, you know, we've because they're all similar, like snake creeps down and chain punch and stuff like that, you know, it's pretty similar from style to style, you know, with a few nuanced differences perhaps, you know, but it's pretty similar. And then, of course, with fighting and sparring, you know, you don't really learn when you're in martial arts, you don't really learn how to fight until you get hit in the face. When you get hit in the face, then you can say, well, okay, I've been sparring, you know, because I got hit in the face. Well, not just because you got hit in the face, but that's where it becomes real to you, you know. At least that was my experience.
My cousin's, you know, he recently went to the Navy, and he has to do either wrestling or boxing, just so you understand that if you get hit, it's not the end of the world.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I remember sparring a friend of mine who passed away, I guess, last year, but he and I were sparring, and he hit me in the jaw so hard that I could feel it. They hit me in my kind of the left side of my jaw, and I could feel it in my right ear. That's how hard he hit me. And I was kind of stunned on my feet for a couple of seconds, you know. But you're right, Chaos. It wasn't the end of the world. I was able to continue, you know, but I said, whoa, that was a really good punch. So, and it was a punch, you know, it was just like you'd see in boxing or something like that, you know. It did knock me out, but it stunned me, that's for sure, you know. So anyway, that's the kind of, you know, that kind of thing is what, you know, what you try to that's what you strive for when you're in martial arts, you know, in terms of learning how to fight, you know. Kata's great, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, you know, at all, particularly if you're learning the movements. But like I say, you don't really learn how to fight until you get hit. You know, when you get hit, then that's when it becomes real, you know. Because I don't know, Angel, I don't know if you had the same feeling that I did when I first started. Anyway, I always wondered, I wonder if I could really use this to really fight with this. And then you start sparring and you start getting hit. Then you say, okay, I know I can do this. So anyway, that's kind of the way my experience with it was.
Eventually if I couldn't stop an attack, I'd sort of let it come in, tense up the area that gets hit, and then, you know, whether it be the gut or the shoulder or whatever, and use it to push back on the, just as the point of excuse me, just as the point of impact occurs. And then, you know, let's just say it's a punch, then, you know, if they try to punch in the chest or stomach, you use it, and basically you're almost dislocating their or hyperextending their wrist, because if they're not prepared for it, or if they're traditionally not got the right technique where, you know, they do have it all lined up so it doesn't move at all, then, like, you know, when they do hit you, they're not expecting you to move forward into it. You know, they're expecting you to move away from it. So when they do that, they're not sort of prepared for it, they'll continue pushing. And obviously the fist will stop, but the wrist will continue, will want to go forward. Same with kicks. If they're not ready for it, then they'll be out of balance, and you basically, you know, you get kicked in the chest, you use the chest to push back, and they're, you know, halfway on their ass already. And
well, one of the things I did love about that chain punch scene that she does in front of the mirror, and she has admitted this in an interview, you know, that she said that was kind of a tribute to Bruce Lee, you know, because that was one of his favorite techniques, was the chain punch, you know, and she executed it very well, you know. So, and I think Angelus and I have both said this, you know, on other streams, that for someone that has as little formal training as she had, you know, she was, you know, she's just really good at it. You know, and I think it speaks to Rosa's dedication to the part, because I remember seeing her in one interview where she said she didn't want to look good, she wanted to be good, you know, and that's I went, whoa, man, I know I love this girl for a good reason. Because she really
she was both.
Yes. So anyway, but her fighting skill, and I'm talking about Alita now, and I am sure that Rosa can fight, you know, I mean, because just watching her in that one video, you know, she was doing that spinning back kick, you know, really, she was really good at that, you know.
In a recent video, which has compiles like loads of AI things that feature AI movies, feature AI themes, they've got a really good compilation of her Rosa kicking ass. We can have a look at it on tomorrow's stream when we do the YouTube.
Okay, all right, yeah. Also, another thing the Creek likes, and don't let me hog the conversation, guys, because you know I could ramble on about Alita for a long time, and Rosa for that matter, for a long time. You know.
You know, I mean, I was gonna say I'll make community posts for some of our older live streams, like Fist of the North Star. People can go take a look at those.
Okay.
On my channel. That way, we won't be.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I put a couple of things in the chat there, you know, that you folks can go check out, you know, on Chaos's channel. Also, we've also talked about this, and I don't want to go in too much detail here because we've done a couple of streams on this, but her abilities in terms of being superhuman, you know, or meta-human. And I think we agreed, a bunch of us, we didn't agree whether or not she was a meta-human, but we all agreed that, you know, that she is at the very least an enhanced human, you know. The Creek thinks she's a meta-human because of her strength abilities and how fast she is, particularly in her Imaginos body. But movie Alita is not quite as powerful as the Imaginos Alita is. And the fact that she also has that inherent plasma weapon, you know, kind of makes her much more than in terms of ability, you know, more than human, you know. So now we've also said that
nanobots can do anything.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the nanobots really help that a lot. You know, I think the whole thing is we have said in several streams that Alita is not a superhero. She just isn't, you know. She's just someone who, you know, kind of woke up in a world that she's not familiar with, and she's still trying to figure out, you know, her past, and she's on this journey of, you know, self-discovery and stuff like that. But that said, she does have superhero level ability. The fact that she could, you know, even in her Imaginos body in the manga, she can run like Mach 6.5 or whatever it is, something like that. That's almost 7 times the speed of sound.
It doesn't feel like a superhero
can run that fast.
It doesn't feel like a superhero thing because it's just what the future's going to be like when we have advanced cyborg bodies. Well,
that's true, but even in her case, though, she is much more powerful than any of the cyborgs that were in, you know, I mean, now granted, Gruishka was pretty powerful, but when she was in that berserker body, she took care of him within 10 seconds. I mean, he was dead, you know. So I mean, she's so she's
one of Alita's great qualities is how she dispatches her enemies.
Yes.
From top to tail.
Yeah. So yeah, she's not a superhero, and I know I've done some videos on how she would fare against people like Thanos and Darkseid, and you know, Hela would be another one, I guess, you know. And let's say the one I did recently here would be the Predator. That's right. You know, I think, you know, in some of those cases, you know, I mean, certainly Darkseid would be a challenge for her, not in her Imaginos body maybe, but, you know, in her berserker body, the Darkseid, and if, say, Thanos had all the stones, it would be a challenge for her, you know. Now, in her Imaginos body, she could kill either one of them, you know. But, you know, I think that it to me, and Vladi, I think you'll probably agree with me, it doesn't do her justice to say she's a superhero, because
completely
she's more than that to me, you know. I mean, because of human she is, and how more what's the word I'm looking for, how diverse her feelings are, her humanity. You don't see that in that superhero archetype so much, you know.
You
so
can't send out an Alita signal and she'll show up.
That's right.
Someone she cares about for her to fight for.
Yeah. Now I would say that if she saw someone being injured, she would probably
she's so empathetic. She'd want to help. She cares about everyone, but she's not like a superhero who's on call.
Yeah, she's not like Batman, you know, who's going to run around the streets looking for bad guys. You know, she's not going to do that, you know. So, but anyway, that's just my thought about her on her abilities.
Well, unless she's like hunter warrioring, she might be out at night hunting down bad guys.
Well, yeah, she's more of a bounty hunter that way. But yeah, I guess you're right. She would be kind of like that, isn't it? Because the culture is different in Iron City than it is now, you know. So, yeah, well, I guess you could make the case that she's maybe superhero-like,
taking advantage of her, just her abilities.
Yeah. Well, I know in Lee's story, she took care of that one cyborg, Fenrir. She took care of him within just a couple of seconds. He was dead, and this was a powerful cyborg, you know. And she got. I mean, it was just over before it started almost, you know. He thought he was going to get her, but, no. There's another case where he underestimated her, you know, type thing. And within about 2 or 3 seconds, he was dead, you know. So,
superhero, just, replace with extraordinary. Yeah, you could just replace it with superhuman. That would be more acceptable than superhero, but
that's
a bit of a different thing.
Well, that's what metahuman is too, by the way. You know, that's superhuman.
Right. So many different terms.
Yeah, that's right. And metahuman is a DCU term. So
that's why I don't know or care about that term.
Yeah. Well, at least DC is not as bad for us as Marvel is, I guess. I don't know. You know, yeah. But anyway,
DC at least has a few reasonably good ones.
Yeah, well, I do like MCU movies, but I think it's time for them to diversify a little bit. I think, you know, this doubling and tripling and quadrupling down, and now they've started a new Star Wars thing. I'm going, God, guys, come on, you know, seriously,
it's crazy, right? I mean, it's literally doubling down. When Bob Iger's like, we're going to focus on quality now. We're not going to be like political and stuff. We're just going to do great movies and things, and just more Marvel, more Star Wars with the weird, like, politicized kind of tone to it. It's just all a bit weird.
Everything has a kind of political message in it, but it's when you have a good story first.
That's right.
When
that's
you can see the creators like politics just dripping all over something, it just seems to get rid of the authenticity of like the story. For me, anyway, when they're trying to like write stories in a world that's not theirs, I just find it a bit disrespectful. But thankfully, we've got Cameron and Rodriguez keeping our girls safe from the Disney monsters.
Well, I do like Marvel movies. I mean, now, I don't watch them like I do Alita. I mean, I have not watched, let's say, Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. I have not watched them 70 times. It's just not, I'm just not going to do that. I enjoyed them for sure, but I think, I think they're doing them. So I think they're cutting their nose off to spite their face, by tripling and doubling down on Marvel and Star Wars. That's my opinion, Now that said, I'll probably watch it.
Well, they have stripped back on the amount of stuff they're making for them. So
yeah.
But obviously they should be looking for fresh alternatives like Alita, which was seen as like the new, fresh, slightly subversive thing that the establishment didn't like. And it had a kind of cult thing going for it. And just, I think because Disney were always on like the Empire side, if you know what I mean. That's probably one reason they're hesitant. They're just going to keep pushing along with the juggernaut of MCU and Star Wars, and they don't want their rebellious cybergirl to like show that they were wrong. So sad.
Well, what's also sad, and I'm going to get off this and get back to Alita, but it was like that last Ant-Man movie. Now I watched it, I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay, but here the problem is man, that thing did horrible at the box office. So
better than the Marvels.
You know, yeah, well, that was even worse. Holy moly!
To be fair, the Ant-Man ones didn't exactly do great.
Say again, Chaos.
None of the Ant-Man ones exactly did well. Not even the first one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway,
MCU's obviously in a big decline, so it would make sense for them to look for other franchises. But they also seem to be doubling down on like the legacy franchises, like Alien and the Apes movies. It's just the most creatively boring choices they could possibly make.
Well, they got so many legacy IPs from Fox they could take advantage of. But
well, that's what they're doing. Well, they're not utilizing the new, fresh, good ones that people are clamoring for.
Oh well, it is what it is.
They're just a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on and get away from this. I know I brought it up, but sorry. And of course, that fourth bullet is one that we all love about our girl, and that is that she has that extreme perseverance of, man, when she is determined to do something, man, oh man, that thing's going to get done come hell or high water. I mean,
she's an all or nothing girl.
Yep. It's all or nothing with her. That's what she told Hugo. Yeah. I mean, and I guess Garishka learned that the whole last 1/10 of a second of his life, I guess. So
when we were talking about how she responded to getting hit, I was thinking back to the first time she got hit was actually her running into a pole in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And she got over it by getting the hang of doing the skating. But then the first time she got hit by a person was by Tanji, and the way she responded to Tanji, that's just how she would respond to everybody else in the movie. From that,
she instantly wanted justice.
Well, what was funny?
I'm going to get Tanji back. He deserves it.
Well, what I really loved about that one part of that scene was, when Hugo says, "I'm sorry about that," and he offers to help her up, and she pushes his hands away, and that look on her face as she gets up, I went, "Oh shit, oh boy, here it comes,"
Yeah.
So she hit Tanji back, didn't she? So. And to me, that was kind of stupid of Tanji to do that to begin with. I mean, you're going to hit a cyborg, really? I mean, a cyborg has probably got 5 or 6 or 7 times or 10 times your physical
strength. But her body looks so delicate. I can see why he'd think that.
Maybe
her whole body didn't look that strong. It looks really dangerous.
Badman makes a good point here that Alita actually did go easy on him. Exactly. She didn't, she could have killed him if she wanted to.
Lucky she didn't accidentally kill him.
So she did go easy on him. Actually, I mean, he got away with one there, I think. So, but anyway, her perseverance and determination, you can see that in that bottom image there, and that whole thing, and you guys have heard me say this before, but when I saw the movie the first time and she rammed her hand in his eyes like that and said, "Fuck your mercy," I mean, God almighty, man, I fell in love with her right there. So, yes, that was one of those kind of.
It's the most powerful symbol of defiance against evil and oppression ever, that scene.
Yeah, I told
down to your last limb, you thrust it into the eye of evil. It's so symbolic.
Yeah. I told Cran one time, I said, if she'd have been a real person sitting next to me when I was watching that movie and I saw that scene, I'd ask her to marry me. Something like that, So anyway, that is what it is. All right, well, that'd be creepy, wouldn't it? Because she's my niece. Let me think about that for a second. Yes.
You got to think these things through, Creaky.
Yeah, that's right, Badman. Tanji didn't realize that she was a Martian super soldier. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, at the time, Alita didn't realize she was Martian Special Forces either.
Yeah, that's true. She was still trying to figure out who she was, and it's like she told Hugo, "I'm still trying to remember, but nothing, so.
Yep. Still pretty blank.
Yeah, still pretty blank. Yeah.
Just like the sequel confirmations, still pretty blank.
Yeah. But yeah, she perseveres, doesn't she? I mean, she's definitely a survivor, kind of like Gilda
we have
told
to
her.
persevere through all the blank.
Yep. Yep, and our girl's got that determination, that's for sure, boy. You know. And I would say if you wanted a ally and you were in a desperate situation, she would be she'd be number one, boy. She'd be the best friend you could have, I think.
Yep.
Well, Angelus, I guess we may as well go ahead and bring this up. Yeah, she, our girl.
Uwu encompass exactly? It's such an ambiguous term.
Well, it is, but well, I look at it as just she's being cute. She's cute, you know. I mean,
she's cute, but then so does. We haven't actually covered her astonishing beauty of her bodies and her like base, and I suppose on a spiritual level as well.
I tend to apply it in an all-encompassing fashion, like cute, beauty, depth, everything.
That I would
about
call
her.
it something other than Uwu.
Well, in her berserker body, she's actually kind of sexy, you know, in that. But you know,
Laddie's gonna come after you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, obviously, she's completely stunning. Her body is the perfect shape of like an athletic, feminine, just like a goddess vision. Of course, she's stunningly attractive, and that's one of the qualities that makes her so great. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone should be ashamed of that. But we have to tiptoe around it. She's so beautiful and attractive, and I guess you'd have to say sexy.
Yeah. Well, even,
and what's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. It's so unfortunate that
there's nothing wrong
many
with
female
that.
Characters can't be sexy anymore.
Well, it's like people say, "Why does she have boobs?" Well, come on, you know, seriously. I mean, she's still a girl. I mean, a woman. You know, I mean, certainly a girl.
That's why I hate that argument from the feminists. Yeah. It's like it dehumanizes her. Of course, she's just falling in love with Hugo. Of course, she should be able to have a feminine shape. That's what she wants. She doesn't want to just be a warrior. She doesn't want to just be like a killing machine. That's the whole point. She's finding her humanity against the machine, and in our case, the machine is like best not to go too deep into it. I'll get into too much of a rant. Get in trouble.
Well, that's all right, buddy. That's all right.
Rant away. That's why we do.
Well, you're only ranting on what we're all feeling. That's all it is. But I would say though that her in her doll body, you know, she's more of like a little teenage girl than that one. But you know, what bothers me about people say, well, why does she have boobs in that body? Well, that's because Ito made that body for his daughter.
Such an immature response to like
it is
stunning creation of both bodies.
Yeah,
they're beautiful in different ways. Obviously, the mature body is you know, it's mature and it's sexy. The other one is beautiful as well in like an innocent way. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's a kind of an age appropriate beauty, I guess,
and I think that's one of the great qualities of the character.
And Maxie would argue that the motorball body is the best body. So, you know, because that's his favorite body, I think.
That's a bit too machine for me.
Yeah. But she still looks good in it. That's for sure. Of
course, yeah,
but I agree with you, Vladi. I think the Berserker body is my favorite body as well.
Me too, because that's her body.
Yeah.
The whole point of it is the doll body isn't her body.
Yeah.
And she wants to find her true self. And she finds her identity with the berserker body that calls out to her from her past,
and it
gives her the power she needs.
Well, here's the thing, too, though. When she loses Hugo, now she don't want that body. She's in the manga, she goes into the civilian body, and she's in the motorball body, and you know, the berserker body causes her too much pain mentally, you know, or emotionally, and she don't want to be in it anymore, you know. So,
well, yeah, I think did we establish it's definitely a completely new body when she's on the motorball scene, or is it like plated armor?
No, because I know in the manga
it look like the same as the berserker, but obviously a lot of it's really different.
Well, I think in the manga it's a different body, so I guess if you translate that over to the movie, then it's going to be a different body, I think. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. The point is she has incredible bodies. All of them are masterpieces, and
all except the
artistic
octopus.
creations.
All except the octopus body that Nova wanted to put her in.
Okay, so. I was talking live action.
Yeah, we don't want that body. But
no way, that would give me nightmares for my whole life.
Well, our girl certainly has uwu, doesn't she? I mean, she is really cute, you know, and even in her doll body, she's cute, you know. So, you know, I like that expression on Hugo's face when he first meets her. He helps her up, and he looks at her, you know, and that expression on his face, like, oh my God, you know, it was really kind of cute. And she kind of pushes her hair to one side, you know. I mean, he's
adorable.
He's on the way. He's well on his way to being hooked, I think, at that point.
How can you not be with those eyes?
Yes. So anyway,
here's one, and it's sort of Alita's qualities, but does she prefer milk chocolate, white chocolate, or dark?
I'm not sure I classify white chocolate as chocolate, honestly.
Yeah, I think she'll think white's too sickly because it doesn't really taste of chocolate, especially because it looks like she had a nice, rich. I don't know. The one she actually tried, was that dark to start with?
Looked like it was milk chocolate.
Looked like
it did look milky. It's kind of looked like nice, thick milk chocolate, probably a high percentage of cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I reckon if she tried the white chocolate after that, she'd just think it was really like just not as good.
And
my guess would be though. Oh, go ahead, Angelus. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that, like, she'll probably think it still tastes like chocolate, but much more blanded taste than milk or dark.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite's milk. I think she'd probably like milk the most too, because I find dark can be quite bitter. She obviously loves the sweetness. Our girl's obviously got a sweet tooth.
Yeah. Well, I think she would like white chocolate, but I think I think her best.
Whenever I have it, I always think, oh, I could just be eating milk chocolate, and it would.
Well, she would say this is good, but it's not as good as milk chocolate, and I think she'd probably like dark chocolate too. You know, I mean, but it's not as good as milk chocolate. You know, so kind of like she is with oranges. You know, I mean,
it's not
likes oranges, but it's not chocolate. You know,
I'm only asking this because I'm getting stuck into a thing of dark chocolate Tim Tams at the moment.
Yeah, the bad man. He did the Rodriguez cooking school. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, he did a video on that on how to make chocolate, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what he's mentioning in the comment in the chat.
Yeah. And didn't Rosa get in trouble for eating the chocolate? There was that one scene, I guess she kept on purpose kind of varying a little bit so she could eat some more chocolate or whatever. That's what I heard somewhere.
I need to see that interview. I can't even remember her saying that.
They got her on getting on her, say, come on, Rosa, quit eating all the chocolate or something like that, you know.
Rodriguez makes good chocolate.
Yeah, he does. Who knows, Angelus? When we go to Austin, Texas, maybe we'll get a shot at that chocolate. I doubt it.
I'd love it if Rodriguez gave you a tour. I'd be kicking myself for not. Like,
you never know, because we could be talking to security guard and like all of a sudden, like a car pulls up behind us to go through, and all of a sudden Rodriguez pops his head out. And he goes, oh, what are you guys doing here? Oh, they claim to be Alita Army and blah, blah, blah.
Well, no, we're going to do this different than when I went there. We're going to call ahead of time and we're going to set it up, you know.
Yeah.
And, we don't
show up. If they don't respond, I don't know. They probably won't let you in.
Yeah, I remember telling El Lamont one time that I went there. It was kind of like a fanboy thing for me to do to try to get on without setting it up, you know. And I said, but I have no regrets. At least I got to see the gate. But, you know, it was funny, though. The guard gate, they didn't have a guard there. The guard gate's remotely operated. And they were all up at the compound, you know. So.
Oh, found it.
Oh, Finn's back, it looks like. So. Oh, what you got there? You go. Yes,
yeah,
that's
Centurions guarding Iron City.
Yeah, that's milk chocolate. There it is. Yeah.
Looks so good.
That had peanut butter in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, pecan.
That's the one he made with peanut butter.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I freaking love chocolate peanut butter.
And just so we don't get yeeted, I'll sort of go through it. Of course, he'd set it up. Yeah, that's probably maybe even from his Sin City days. I wouldn't be surprised. God damn, that looks nice.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's got all kind of stuff there to make that chocolate with.
So peanut butter, pecan, all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, delicious.
Oh yeah.
So I want to eat that with a spoon.
I can see why Rosa would want to keep eating it. Oh, his kitchen looks like mine. Messy.
I've said, I think he lived in a mansion.
Look at, yeah, he's in a mansion. Yeah, he's not in a.
Obviously, use that as a filling. He creates an actual chocolate shell, and then obviously melts the chocolate to form the bottom.
What is that inside? Biscuit.
God,
oh, it looks so good. Oh, I have such a chocolate addiction problem. It's actually a pretty serious issue.
So that, I guess in the movie that was his. Look at that. It's got the logo of Zara.
Yeah. Someone printed the mold as well. You can make them yourself.
Yeah.
Or even 3D print them.
Oh, that looks so good.
That's
that
right.
Peanut butter looks such nice quality. Oh, this is portrait.
Yeah.
Very good. You can just, I know most of you can't hear what's being said, but when you see those Alita scenes, you can just like literally hear in the back of your head exactly the entire script, like what is being said, the music that Junkie XL's playing, and the whole lot. The pants design as well.
Oh shit!
God almighty!
Oh, that's sick. Go back and pause on that.
Look at that.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I guess we need to, Angelus, before we go down there, we need to call them up.
I need chocolate. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably got tons of sugar in that thing. So.
Well, technically, yes, but I mean, it's still going to be far less sugar than, your sort of mainstream.
Yeah, that's right.
Brands. Especially because it's homemade, because you quite literally control.
Yeah.
Like it's naturally got glucose as part of its thing, because that's chocolate's stick sort of thing. But between the extra sugar, slash glucose, the sodium, the additives and preservatives, it sounds what's the word I'm looking for? Like an oxymoron, but it's like healthy chocolate.
Well, it's probably a lot less sugar in his chocolate than what you would say if you got a Hershey's chocolate bar or something like that. It's probably
or like these Galaxy creamy truffle mini eggs I'm about to eat.
Yeah. Like, Alita Army, okay. Yeah.
We definitely need to make our own chocolate bar.
Yeah, the Alita Army chocolate bar. That does sound like a pretty idea. Yeah, it is a great idea, isn't it?
Yeah, that'd be funny if we were selling it like at supermarkets and door to door in order to raise money for the sequel.
Oh, now, something, do not stand by. You've hit on something there. That's a pretty good idea right there, I think. Yeah.
As a side note, something discussing the thing, 3D printing a
mold,
like that mold. Thank you.
Yeah.
With that, and selling the chocolate.
Exactly.
At
Someone needs to
a
start a chocolate making
convention.
hobby.
And then at the
Yeah.
convention, you can have like a sign, you know, selling Alita Army chocolates to raise funds for Bionic Arm, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, that's a
Food
great
for-
idea. We need to talk
No-
about that Monday. Monday, yes.
No pun intended, but food for thought.
Oh, that's a good one, Angelus. Food for thought. Yes.
Back to our regular UWU programming.
That's right.
And on that, like I said, on that subject too, like, you know, like I said, when I say that I apply UWU in an all-encompassing like application, it's, you know, exactly that. Yes, you know, I'll confess that, you know, I'm a guy that's attracted to a girl, you know, and all that stuff that comes with it. But obviously it goes beyond that. You know, she is gorgeous, and I'm not gonna not say it.
Yeah.
But it's like what Vladdy said as well. I mean, she is beautiful. It's everything that we used to describe
Rosa's
her.
personality just gives us so much like warmth. It's just impossible not to love her unless you've got some kind of heart of stone.
Well, it's even like Rosie. You know, I've told people that Rosa is my celebrity crush. You know, I mean, it's okay to have a celebrity crush. It's not, you know, it's not weird or anything like that.
We're absolutely starved, Rosa fans.
Yes.
Her comeback's got to be next year. She's going to be promoting a few movies coming out. And I'm sure in those interviews she'll be talking about, oh, I'll be filming the Alita's films in next year or something else, she'll say.
Well, you know that Rosa loves us as well as we love her, because she gives us shout outs all the time. I mean, she definitely does, you know. So yeah, she knows we're here, and I think she appreciates us, you know. I mean, for sure, you know. Oh, I meant to tell you, Vladdy, my brother finally watched A Million Miles Away.
Oh, good.
And he loved it.
It's a classic, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think Michael Pena is also one of his favorite actors. So
yeah, no, he's one of those actors that you just like really remember because he's just so cool.
Yeah, he is. And he and Rosa complement each other perfectly in that movie.
And I love discovering, you know, it was kind of obvious, but how like important the story would have meant to them. And I don't think they could have promoted it or something. Wasn't there a COVID thing happening?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So that was really annoying because they would have had so much to talk. They would have been so good promoting it together and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
But a beautiful movie. And that's probably why she's got this other Amazon movie coming out with Mark Wahlberg.
Yes. What's the name of it?
It's called, is it Play Dirty?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it's about like a gang heist thing.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg goes on a heist.
Well, it's Mark Wahlberg, and I think also Lakeith Stanfield is also in it.
Yeah, I haven't really heard of many others.
Let's see, and there's a couple others.
It's got Marky Mark in there. That's the main thing.
Yeah, Marky Mark.
It's so bizarre. He's staying in this really expensive house, and now all the magazines, because you know I get Rosa Salazar alerts on my email.
Yeah,
and it always just mentions that Rosa's in this movie that Mark's in, and he's been getting like hundreds of articles from like Hello Magazine all about the house he's staying in Sydney that costs 100 million. It's weird the way the media works when it does that.
Of course, that's the way the media works.
It's like they're like, it's like real estate promotion for the rich.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's going to be a good movie, I think.
Using using Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, got another one for you guys. Just as a bit of a funny. And I guess you'd have to stretch it a little bit to make it applicable to the topic, but this will be the Alita Army for when Rosa drops like even a hint of a sequel.
Please just drop us a crumb. Queen Rosa, drop us a crumb.
Yeah.
That salmon skin is a crumb and the fish are the Alita Army.
Yeah. I hope we get a piece as big as that. I doubt it, though.
Are those piranha?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we'd be like.
That almost makes us seem menacing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Salmon.
I think we're pretty harmless as an army. You know, I don't think we're.
Oh, I mean, like,
we're renowned in the media for our lack of death threats.
Yes.
One journalist who kept shouting us out, and she was like, "Oh, one fandom that just keeps minding its business and isn't sending death threats is the Alita Army. So just keep calm, guys.
Yes.
Hang on in there. Don't spaz out."
Not to mention we're like that with movie polls as well. It's like, you know, oh look.
Well, now on movie polls, now we haven't seen too many movie polls here recently, like we did a couple of years ago. But on movie polls, we're pretty aggressive, I think, when that's a good thing. Or if we see something about like a post on X, you know, where they say, "What is your favorite female heroine?" or something, or female heroine, that's oxymoron, or you know, kind of a double
second word.
Yeah, that's right. But who's your favorite heroine? Of course, if, you know, one of us sees that, and I know when I do this, I always put the hashtag Alita Battle Angel, and everybody sees it. We just jump.
It was crazy in 2019, 2020. We'd just be all over, like thousands of us.
Yes.
Now we jump in when we can.
Well, I think Rosa does appreciate us, though. I think she really does. You know, she's, you know, she, remember that when she was at, excuse me, when she was at WonderCon, you know, and somebody, you know, they were talking about Undone, and somebody mentioned, you know, she said something about, "You guys have seen me and other stuff, you know, my resume," you know, acknowledging, you know, that maybe not all my movies are great or something like that. And one of the reporters or one of the people that were at the breakout session, I guess, said something about, "Well, I love Alita," you know, and she said, exactly. "I have said that about Alita," and then she said, Alita Army, you know, I mean, yeah, she loves us, man. She does, you know. So,
I don't see how she shouldn't denigrate her resume anyway, when she's got a movie as good as Alita in it. And now she's got loads of bangers as well.
Yeah.
Not only that, and when you really analyze it, it's like across a whole spectrum of both genres and technology use. Like not just the mocap. She's got the rotoscope. She's got like drama.
That was
horror,
insane. She became like a multi. That was her multiverse. That was her multiverse. You know, that became like a thing around that era. This was the real multiverse, the Rosaverse. When she was when she was in all this like really insanely cool artistic animated stuff. When she became Alita, one of the like best characters of all time, and she became this work of art rotoscope masterpiece in Undone. It was just incredible times.
Well, she is multifaceted, isn't she? I mean, I don't think there's any if this is my opinion. Now I'm biased because I think Rose is the best, you know, but I don't think there's any acting challenge that she couldn't take on. You know, I think she could probably do any of it. You know, I mean, she's that good, I think, you know, so.
Well, it's backed up by a resume because, you know, you go from Alita to Undone to, you know, Cherry Flavor to Chariot to Wedding Season. Like, just load up a resume on IMDb and it's like just start ticking them off. Like,
also, the fact is, she should have got way more accolades for Alita than she did.
Yeah. Well, we're going to keep giving her accolades on it, aren't we? We're going to keep doing shout outs for her. I know I do that at the end of every stream here, but you know, I think the Alita Army, I think most of us really think a lot of Rosa, if not all of us, you know, and you know, Rosa's our queen, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Rosa's our queen and Alita's our Battle Angel princess. That's what she is. So I guess that's the way that works out, I suppose. So is there any quality I don't have up there you guys might want to, you know, might want to bring up?
I mean, we've kind of covered the personality, just covers all the internal stuff.
Yeah, it
and we've all talked about all of the external stuff.
Well, she definitely has empathy, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when
That's why I love her so much. She instantly you get that when she cares for the dog and everything. It's like,
yeah,
she's perfect.
Well, even when she cut off Zapan's face, I noticed there's one shot. It didn't last very long, but it was one shot where she looked at him. Where she cut his face off, you know, he's saying, "My face, my face."
Yeah,
And she looked at him. The look on her face was almost like it's almost like pity, or it's not pity, but you know, like
a little bit of pity.
Yeah. It's concern for him or something. But then, of course, she walks off with the sword.
Like, I'm sorry for you that you made me do this.
Yes.
I'm totally with her slicing Zapan's face off.
But the look on her face showed me that she had some empathy for him even then, you know, even after he tried to frame Hugo and all that shit, you know. So
Zapan he pushed her right to the edge.
Yeah.
He made her do it. He was about to you know, destroy everything she loved.
Well, not to mention he had set up and was attempting to murder somebody she cared about.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So she should have aimed down a few inches, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know, you don't want to push our girl to the edge. You don't want to do that. No, you don't want to do that.
That's another thing that's so great about her. She can go crazy, and we love that.
Yes. Yeah, it's almost like what's the term am I looking for here? It's almost like someone, although this is not true in her case, but it's almost like someone's like bipolar or something, you know? I mean, I mean, she's not bipolar, I mean, for sure, but you know what I mean?
No,
I mean, she can go sideways on you, you know, if it's particularly if you threaten someone she loves.
Yeah.
She will go sideways on you fast, you know, I mean, and you will regret it for sure, you know.
She doesn't lose her temper unless something that deserves to be angry about.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bad Man. Movie Zapan is not quite the jerk that manga Zapan is, although he's close. Although I would say we haven't seen Zapan enough just from the movie, but yeah, you're right. You know, manga Zapan, of course, becomes Zerker-pan. So that's, but hopefully we'll see something like that in the, DEF CON Yoko. I love that. Yeah, that's worse than DEF CON 1, isn't it? Or whatever the worst DEF CON is, it 1 or 5? I can't remember.
I think it's 1. 1 is when they launched the nukes.
Yes. DEF CON Yoko is like DEF CON 0. I mean, it's like total destruction of everything.
Oh.
Yeah, because she
really must have pissed her off.
But that's why we love her, because she's so empathetic, loving, concerned for her family, and you threaten her family and it's like instant destruction.
Yeah.
You know, so DEF CON, but lower than DEF CON Erica. Yeah. Yes. DEF CON Erica. Yes. I love that.
Alita's heart is her best quality.
Oh, now that's something we haven't talked about here, is it? Her power.
Well, it kind of is, because it is personality, but you know, it's a metaphor.
Yeah, that's right. You know, yeah, we did touch on it, didn't we? By talking about her empathy and her concern.
Exactly. I thought it was a nice way to wrap it up.
Family. Yeah, that's right. So,
her heart is her best quality.
But I like that also, the fact that in the movie, now in the Last Order, she does not have that antimatter microreactor heart anymore. She's got something else, you know. But you know, and certainly in her berserker body, she's got, and I think even I don't know, I don't remember. Maybe Lee, you do not stand by her, Angelus, because I know Vladi may not have read this. He may have.
I don't think so. I only read the first 3, remember?
Well, in her Toon body, she doesn't have that antimatter microreactor heart anymore, does she? I mean,
well, if it's the movie, From what I understand, the animated heart's in her core, so it's always going to be with her. As long as she has that core, she's always going to have that antimatter heart.
Yeah.
Excuse
it's a little might be different in the manga, though. I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm not entirely familiar with how her core is set up in the manga, so I can't really speak to that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Lee, you're right. DEFCON 1 is when the nukes are ready, but you don't launch them yet. DEFCON 0, that would be Alita if you go after someone she loves. That's DEFCON 0 right there, or DEFCON Yoko. She's yeah, she's going to take care of business on that one, you know. So okay, guys, I can't think of anything else here unless y'all can think of another quality.
I like her micro expressions. Thank you, Rosa Salazar.
Yes, yeah,
another great quality. I also love her hair.
Yeah,
it's amazing how beautiful it looks in the light.
You know, that's part of her ooh-woo for sure. But
I love her little nose as well. So cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad that they don't make cyborgs like Alita, huh?
Yet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have to keep reminding folks that we're all aware that Alita is a fictional character. You know, Rosa's not fictional; she's real, and we love her to death. You know, so but anyway, that's another story. So. Yeah, I like those micro expressions too. You know, that scene where she wakes up, you know, in the bed, and as she first opens her eyes, you know, I'm going, oh my God.
It's literally one of the most beautiful things mankind has ever created.
I mean, I remember thinking, oh my God, how pretty that is. You know, that was kind of my reaction. Yeah.
And she looks so real.
Yeah. That is a good point. The realistic appearance that she has in the movie. And they talked about this on some interviews where, you know, like you see her standing next to, you know, Ito, you know,
it's
Christoph
astonishing.
Waltz.
It's mind blowing.
You can't tell that she's a CGI character. You know, you just can't tell it.
Yeah,
she
and
looks
I'm sorry,
real.
but in other movies, it's just nothing like this kind of character. That's so human.
Yeah.
And that feels so real in that space.
Yeah.
And that's just on top of like everything about the actual character, which is just phenomenal. When you have Rosa Salazar creating with Weta this like astonishing masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's just one of her qualities too is how underrated she is. She always has to go through these struggles in all her stories. Like the meta is just incredible to behold.
Yes. Well, I remember the first time I saw Alita Battle Angel, and at the end, of course, I thought, who the hell is Rosa Salazar? You know, I never heard of her, you know, but I remember seeing her, and I thought, with the exception of the eyes, because I knew I had to CGI the eyes for sure, you know, because nobody has irises that large, you know, but I thought that's the way she really looked as a person. You know, I mean, I thought she was like a child star or something like that, you know. And then when I looked up Rosa Salazar on IMDb, I went, whoa, this is a accomplished actress, you know, that, you know, and of course I still thought she was nice looking even, you know, for there, you know, for sure. But and you can see Rosa in a lot of the shots of Alita too, you know, particularly side shots. You know, you can see Rosa.
Those micro expressions are just Rosa 100%.
Yes. And there are, if you really look, you can see Rosa, you know, there. But you know, the first time you
can't
see
appreciate
a movie,
the film fully until you've like seen it for a second time, and the third time when you've seen Rosa and like how much of her is in that character. You just can't appreciate what a work of art it is. And I'm sorry, but critics just did not do their proper due.
No,
they failed humanity.
Well, they certainly failed us moviegoers, didn't they?
They failed their cultural responsibilities.
Yeah, Finn. That Alita's heart. We were just talking about. That is her. That could be one of her best qualities. Finn. Yes, for sure. You know. And of course, I guess Angelus would lump that in with the uwu anyway. So
Yeah.
that's
we need to come up with something a bit classier than uwu to cover all
well,
this.
uwu's okay, Vladi. It just says we think she's pretty, you know, or she's cute, or she's beautiful, or something like that. That's all right.
It doesn't quite reach like her celestial beauty.
Celestial
when you boil it all down
beauty.
to uwu.
Okay, celestial beauty. Now I had never considered that.
Because she's just like, she's above like our physical plane, her beauty.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. The uwu is just a bit not classy enough for her.
Oh, you're saying it kind of it doesn't fully describe her beauty.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right?
Uwu for me is just her pushing her cheeks together, looking adorable.
Well, just her, you know, uwu really
How
is just cute, you know. Yeah, but you know, in Angelus's defense, I guess uwu could be a lot of things, you know.
Yeah, no, it is actually a good way to bring it all together. Everything that makes her like sweet.
Yeah. Sweet, but a killing machine if you piss her off. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, can you all think of anything else? Is there any other topics? Like the center Alita says, like, where's my sequel? Yeah.
One of her qualities is that she inspired the Alita army.
Yes.
To never give up.
Yeah, she inspired the Creek to join the Alita army, that's for sure. Yeah, I hadn't been in a fandom since the early 90s. So, you know.
What was that fandom again?
Star Trek.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a Trekkie, I guess, you know. So I
like watching Trek.
Well, it's okay. I haven't seen any of the newer Star Treks.
Neither have I. I didn't watch any of the like just post-Discovery ones. I watched the new movies and they were like fine, but they just were kind of just more generic action movies than like the old Star Trek. I prefer the Orville kind of like tone for Star Trek, which is a bit like it's a bit cheesier, like the old, but it's just kind of it just has a more Trekky feel to me.
Well, it strikes me that the Orville kind of theme or storylines or whatever you want to call them are a little bit closer to the original series, you know, that came out.
Yeah, or Next Generation.
Or Next Generation. Yeah, that's right.
That was my favorite, Next Generation.
Yeah, I like that one too. You know,
I really like the original one as well.
Well, among Trekkies and Trekkers, which there's a difference, you know, but Trekkies, you know, the question was always, who do you like best, Captain Kirk or Captain Picard? And of course, the answer was going to be Captain Picard. Cool. So, yes. But I mean, I liked Captain Kirk for sure, you know, but I remember going to a Star Trek convention back in '91, I think it was, and DeForest Kelley was there, and that was really good, you know, but I met, what's her name? Gene Roddenberry's wife. I can't remember now. She was the voice of the computer. And,
can't remember.
Yeah, but anyway, my then girlfriend and I met her in the hotel bar. We were just sitting there, you know, and I had my back to the bar. And my girlfriend didn't really watch Star Trek. I think she went to the conference just to the Star Trek convention. Majel Barrett, thank you, bad man. I do appreciate that, you know. So anyway, I had my back to the bar, and my girlfriend was sitting across the table from me, facing the bar, and I heard this voice, and I said, "Oh my God, I know who that is," you know. And I turned around looking, and it was Majel Barrett, you know. So anyway, but there was only like a couple of people in there. So, you know, my girlfriend and I offered to buy her a drink, you know, and she thanked us, but she was waiting for somebody. I don't remember, you know, and then that I guess a friend or a business associate or something like that. But we talked to her for about 4 or 5 minutes. She was real nice, you know, and then off she went, you know. So, yes, bad man knows all. Yes, he does. That's cool. So, are there any other Alita topics, you guys?
Yeah, Mendrick. The fact that no one could play Alita apart from Rosa now because it's her micro expressions and everything, her voice. It's all Alita.
Yes.
For the fans.
Well, I've always said, and I desperately want Rosa to play Alita. I desperately do. But for some reason, Rosa can't do it or whatever it is, and they get somebody else. I guess I'll watch it. I won't be happy, but I guess I would watch it, But
I don't know if I'd even watch it.
Oh, I would, but I really want. I want Rosa to be Alita. That's for sure. Because she's well, as you guys all know, I say every week she's #1 in my book in terms of being an actress.
There's no chance anyone else would play her. I mean, not in the short term, as in the sequels and stuff.
Well, I don't think that they're ingrained, and the characters ingrained into them like it was with Rosa. I mean, I remember seeing I guess it was a interview. I can't remember who did it, but she was talking about her training for the movie. About how she had not only did martial arts, but she learned how to rollerblade and stuff like this. And she said, I didn't want to look good. I wanted to be good, And I thought, oh my God, I knew I loved this girl this lady for a good reason. So, and to me, I think, well, it's like we said several times, Alita is Rosa and Rosa is Alita. I mean, it's kind of,
it's Rosa Alita. Nobody else has the name that can fit.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, it is what it is. So anyway, any other topics?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, I
now
guess
we've pretty extensively gone over her many amazing qualities.
Yes.
Cybergirl. Alita.
Yes. Yeah, and I know we've done this in the past, but I just felt compelled to kind of bring it up because I don't want people to forget, Alita's qualities. Well, by, also by, extension, Rosa's qualities, because, when anytime you talk about Alita, you got to talk about Rosa, I think, so anyway. So I don't guess we missed anything, did we, guys?
Hey,
yeah,
Creaky,
no
do you
excuse.
remember if I said if it was the 27th or 29th, or was it? I think.
I think you said June the 27th to June the 29th. Have you got a hotel yet?
Not yet, but I was just looking, and the 29th is on the Saturday, so I'll be leaving, or rather, heading towards the airport to go to New York on stream day, which kind of sucks.
Well,
wouldn't it be, or maybe we could move the stream a day earlier? Never know. It's like a
or you could stream, on the trip. But I mean, I know I tried. Lee and Do Not Stand By, I'll tell you that I tried streaming from the Comic-Con down in Colorado Springs, and when we went inside, the signal wouldn't get out. So that didn't work too good.
If we did this, but we were like quite literally sitting next to each other, sort of thing, like our live stream.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Maybe from the hotel, you mean? Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, so like, for example, after we've, taken pictures and whatnot, like, because it'd be, like, it's like the afternoon/evening for you at the moment, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's 5:45, and or what they call it, 3/4 to 6 or whatever, whatever it is. Yeah. Anyway, 15 minutes till 6.
So, like, we'd probably, like, if it was today that we went to Iron City, we could, like, set up the stream, like, laptops or whatever the case.
Yeah, and, they may not. You're not talking about streaming from Iron City. I'm not sure they'd let us do that.
No, not that. I'm talking at the hotel, like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we could do that.
using their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we could do that, or we could even use the Wi-Fi on my phone for that matter. I mean, it's not that it would. I've used my phone for streams before. And it's not too bad. Sometimes hotel Wi-Fi is not that good. It depends on the hotel, of course, I guess.
So instead of streaming on the 29th, we'd stream on the 28th after we gotten back from Iron City, and it's like, yeah. This is
because that's right. Because let me look at that. You're going to be leaving on that Saturday, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Saturday the 29th. Yeah.
I don't know. Could you work out the logistics of this off stream?
Oh yeah, we can work out the logistics off stream.
I feel like this could go on literally for hours.
Yes, it could.
Yes,
but sorry, no, you can continue. I'm just chilling.
No, you're all right. So.
I do the exact same thing too.
Yeah, well, we'll work it. We got plenty of time to work it out there, Angelus. So anyway, as you can see from that center image right there, Alita, she does love her Uncle Creek, and that's because he wants to get her a sequel, and because she wants a sequel. Plus, she does love her Uncle Creek. So anyway. And there's our queen right there, Rosa. And yeah, there's some woo there, that's for sure.
I need to see her again. Come back, yes. Rosa.
Oh, it'd be great if she did another live stream, wouldn't it? God almighty.
2025 is going to be the return of Rosa.
I hope.
She'll at least be back doing press stuff for Captain. If she's still in Captain America 4.
Hopefully she'll.
And then the Amazon movie. They'll at least get a red carpet for that, I'm pretty sure.
Well, maybe she'll kill all the superheroes in MCU because
but no, she was going to be like such a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment. She was down to be the leader of the Serpent Society, supposedly. Yeah. And then a few months later, Serpent Society completely removed from Captain America 4. It's like, can Disney be any more annoying to this girl?
Yeah. It's like they don't. It's like they got it in for us, don't they? Damn them,
Obviously they do.
Yeah. Well, anyway, as you can see there, Rosa. I said this a while ago. Rosa's #1 in the Creeks book. That's for sure in terms of being an actress. And of course, I also want to give a shout out to Elle Lamont and Jesse Fisher because they brought Screwhead to life. And yes, we want Screwhead back in the sequel. I want to see Screwhead on Alita's motorball team when her and Joshigan go up against each other. Yeah, man, I heard the same thing. I heard that the Serpent Society was out, but they were going to keep Rosa in. Now,
contractually obliged to keep Rosa in. I wonder what they're going to do with her.
Well, who knows? I mean, they could write a script any way they want, but I mean,
knowing Disney will be something like evil. Just to
well, she's going to be a bad guy in that thing, so
so they might kill her off in a way that I find offensive, that I feel is a personal slight on me. I genuinely think they could do that.
Yeah, easy, Bloody, easy. So anyway, but yeah, Elle Lamont and Jesse Fisher, they brought Screwhead to life, and the Creek wants them back in there. That's for sure. And I think all of us in the Alita Army wouldn't mind seeing Screwhead, make it back into the sequel, in the motorball arc. That'd be pretty cool, I think. Where maybe Screwhead and Alita may make up or something like that, and Alita invites her to compete with her on her motorball team. And because all three of these ladies are good at what they do. I mean, they certainly as actresses, Rosa and Elle are really good, and of course as a stunt woman, Jessie is super duper. But as I say every week, they're super what they do. They're really good. They're great professionals, but it sure don't hurt that they're pretty. And they really are. As you can see there from those images, they are super pretty. So anyway, that's that.
There are so many beautiful people that I just don't find attractive because they just don't have the inner beauty. But these girls got it.
Yeah, they do. And I know, you know, when Elle and Jesse were on, we gave them those interviews. They were a delight. You know, both of them. You know, I mean, they were really great. You know, I think Angelus, did we not propose to Jesse? I think, and she said, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm already engaged," or something like that.
You couldn't miss the opportunity.
Oh boy, yeah. So anyway, but we were having fun, you know, so that was cool. But anyway, yeah, we want all three of them. We want our sequel. Damn it, Disney. Come on, give it to us and put these three back in there. Certainly, Rosa's got to be in there because she's Alita. But we do want Screwhead to be on Alita's motorball team. So make it happen, Disney. Come on, quit screwing around with us and do it. Okay, are you going to be the host tomorrow there, Angelus, or is Maxie?
Who hosted last week?
I think Maxie did because it wasn't a manga reading last week, was it? No, it wasn't a manga reading.
But if Maxie hosted last week, then I'd probably host this week.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, so anyway, it's going to be an art stream. We're going to have Channel Does Not Exist on there, and she's going to. We'll be talking about some other stuff, you know, certainly, but she's going to be drawing, you know, some characters from Alita. You know, she will probably draw Alita. She might even draw someone like Erica or say Shamira, you know, something like that. Maybe Nova, you know. She really has a neat take on the way Nova looks, you know, the way she draws Nova. I love the way she draws Nova, you know.
And it's great the way she'll just get an idea whilst we're like in a stream and just do a sketch. It's really cool when she shows us like the final result.
Yeah, and as I've said a few times, you know, many times that the artists that are in the Alita Army are really good. You know, I mean, I remember being in the Star Trek fandom, we didn't have artists like this, you know, but of course, we didn't have the internet isn't what it was today anyway. So, you know, yes, Lottie, there was an internet back in 1991. So
not really much of one, but it was there.
It was there. Yeah. It was the old, what used to be called NipperNet. You know, it was the Navy's network, and it got expanded to the point where it was a public network, you know, so anyway,
you're acting like I'm Gen Z. I remember having to use dial-up, and that noise is always ingrained in my brain.
Oh my God, I use dial-up. Yep.
Yeah, I had to like use up the whole phone line when I wanted to play Counter-Strike.
Well, I know my nephew, when he was a kid, we used to play a game called Eradicator, and we actually played it a while ago. We used I guess an emulator, not an emulator, but a kind of a it's kind of a cross between an emulator and a VPN sort of type thing called Hamachi. We were using that, and we played Eradicator for the first time in 30 years. It was really kind of neat. It's an old well, it wasn't 30 years, I guess, because it came out in 96. But anyway, we played that game, you know, so anyway, I could talk about games all day long, but I guess we may as well kind of wrap up the stream. And I guess, why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it, and I'm the producer. I am running and managing the stream. And to paraphrase Gruwishka, I am only here for our girl. And we are all only here for our girl and the Alita Army. So we want that sequel, Disney. We're all here for our girl, and we are not leaving. We are going to be here to be a thorn in your side until you give us that sequel or sequels, actually.
Yes, right. Because whenever you talk about every stone unturned, we'll be picking up that stone and putting it back into your shoe.
That's right.
Every time you step.
That's right. Of course, there's an old joke about never leave a turn unstoned either. You know, you go up to the beach, you see a bunch of turns on there, they fly off, and you throw stones at them. Anyway, it's a dad joke, so I'm sorry. Yes, I am a dad. I have 3 kids. So anyway, well, they're pretty old now, though. Well, not all of them are old. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let me move on. Okay, well, that brings us to our call to action, I guess. And unless you guys got any final thoughts that you want to bellow out right now, go for it.
Ooh-woo.
Ooh-woo. Okay.
Only thought.
Yep. Sequels, Alita sequels, absolutely. All right, so on the count of three, and that would be 1, 2, 3. Sequels, baby. Actually, that was pretty good. So anyway, we'll see you next week on the Alita live stream from North Carolina, and we will see you tomorrow on Radio Chaos.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita live stream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.